Unlocking hidden opportunities, stress property off-market deals. Hi everyone, this is Amanda with Lead Cruncher. In our last video, I explained how we aggregate and provide you with assessors data at Lead Cruncher. Today, we're diving into something equally exciting, stress property off-market deals. This title is catchy and suggests that viewers will learn valuable strategies for finding and capitalizing on distressed properties. What do you think? How do you work the off-market inheritance real estate niche market to see the real story behind one of these deals? So bear with me because you can see how we can connect the dots. George Sylvester Castell obituary. George Sylvester, Papa Castell, age 98, of Sun River, Oregon, passed away peacefully on September 30th in Greeley, Colorado, surrounded by his children and under the light of the harvest moon. During his final 3 years under the care of his daughter, Gina, Papa enjoyed watching sports, news, binge-watching Netflix shows with Gina and her family, and, of course, taking lots of well-deserved naps. He had a gentle spirit and continued to pray daily before his favorite meal of the day, breakfast, and enjoyed lots of Neapolitan ice cream as well. George Castell was born on August 11, 1925, in Stanley, Wisconsin, to Margaret, Simon, and George Castell. He was the ninth of 10 children. George served in the U.S. Navy during World War II, making military ammunition in New Jersey. After his service, he hitchhiked to Washington State and began a long career with Burlington Northern Railroad in 1947. In 1963, George married Pearl Visner in Washington, and they moved to Bend, Oregon, where they raised 4 children. Despite their separation in 1970, George proudly raised their children and ensured they received a good education. He continued to work for the railroad until his retirement at 58 and later moved to Sun River in 1991. George is survived by his children, Gina Castell Farley, Larry, George Castell Jr., Tim Castell, Kanda, and Greg Castell, his grandchildren, Sean, Elena, Ryan, Jeff, Olijoan, and Obsidian, and many nieces and nephews. He will be remembered for his love of family, his dedication as a father, and his gracious nature. George was loved by all and remained a simple, kind man until the end. Upon reading this well-written obituary, we can all say, Papa George will be remembered for all his good deeds in the hearts of his many loved ones. Now, if you read this obituary as a person working in the real estate industry, realtor, investor, or wholesaler, you should ask yourself a question. Did this family receive a real property that perhaps they need to sell? In fact, there are over 10,000 obituary postings like this every single day of the year. So, let's dig a little deeper. We looked at successorsdata.com, which provides just that very information, and found out that a week after George passed away, they posted a property in Oregon owned by him on their site. It was located at 17375 Scott Drive in Bend, Oregon, where he lived for many years, according to the obituary. Notice the last 3 years he lived with his beloved daughter Gina in Colorado. At this point, being over 90 years old, most likely being a responsible person that George was, he took the time to create a living trust and nominated one of his loved ones, such as Gina, to be the person in charge of his estate, such as liquidating this house after his passing, as I am sure other medical care power of attorney in case of him becoming incapacitated. We posted the property on our site for our subscribers to contact the family and offer their services. As it happened, the family contacted Century 21 North Homes Realty and listed the property to sell in as-is condition. Let me show you some pictures, and you can see why an investor was a good fit to buy this property to rehab and perhaps put it back on the market for sale. The property was listed for $230,000, but was sold at a $40,000 discount to Clear Mountain Enterprises, LLC, which purchased this property for $190,000 and closed the escrow exactly 30 days after George's passing. Let me take you a little further. What was this property really worth? Well, Zillow would only say it was sold for $190,000, but does not give a real value estimate. Now pay attention to this free nationwide tool in Lead Cruncher that can help you get a good sense of the property value across the country. Log into your account at Lead Cruncher and under the first tab, Assessor's Data, there is a feature called Area Zoom. We type in the address of the property, but we do not see any comps for it. Here is the power of Area Zoom. We can check different distances, 0.5 mile, 1 mile, 1.5 miles, 2 miles, but we do not see any comps. But we can tell Area Zoom to increase the radius search to a higher area, and guess what? At 3 miles we have 2 comps. We find a comp for the property at $350,000 and another one at $355,000. At this point, you do not need to work for NASA to know that there is financial potential in this deal, as well as the fact that you see the family's desire to unburden themselves of this vacant property. I know I've given you a lot of information, and you might be thinking, wow, this is a lot of work. A lot of work? For a $150,000 gross margin. What if I told you there's a way to do all this research and work with just a click of a button? Wouldn't that be amazing? That's the power of successors data, also known as pre-probate or inheritance data. Our dedicated researchers sift through over 10,000 obituaries daily to identify around 1,400 properties with 95% accuracy, just like the property George owned. We post these properties weekly and continuously monitor their status to see if they have been sold. We offer you the flexibility to select the types of properties you want from among 327 different categories, including residential, commercial, industrial, and vacant land. You can view the obituary, skip trace, and send a letter with just one click. We often hear concerns from people like you, wondering if it's appropriate to contact a grieving family about selling their property. You might worry about being perceived as an ambulance chaser. However, that was certainly not the case for Century 21 North Homes Realty or their investor buyer. If this is your concern, it's valid. What you might be missing is knowing what to say and how to say it. No worries, we've got you covered. We've been in this business for many years, and our large number of savvy real estate professionals across the country have been using and supporting our services for years. If you want to send a letter, we have your letter ready. You don't need to figure it out. If you want to contact by phone, we have your script ready. If you want a door knock, we can tell you what to say and how to say it. Just give us a call. Our number is on the top of the homepage at leadcruncher.com. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click the like button. Your support encourages us to create more content for you. I have also included a list of other videos in the description, and there are plenty more at leadcruncher.com. Thanks for watching and have a great day.